Somewhere in Benue State right now, a young girl is missing. She was taken, and the people who loved her, the people who saw her every day, do not know where she is or whether she is safe. That is the kind of story that stays with you. And today, we need to talk about what happened in Apa local government area of Benue State. Because this is not just a news headline. This is about real people, real families, and a community that will never be the same again. Let me take you back to what we know. On the morning of Friday, March 13, 2026, suspected armed herders stormed cashew farms in the communities of Asaba, Ojantele, and Okbete in Apa local government area. These were ordinary people, men and women, going about their daily work. They had gone into nearby bushes to harvest fallen cashew nuts following overnight rainfall. They were doing what they have done for years. They were feeding their families. And in a single morning, everything changed. According to a community source, the armed herders came with large herds of cattle and were grazing in the area. They saw women and children returning from their cashew farms. On their way back home, the armed herdsmen opened fire on innocent people and overran the community. Can you imagine that? Women and children coming home from the farm, and suddenly there is gunfire. Now, you might be wondering how many people were affected. The Benue State Police spokesperson, DSP Udeme Edet, confirmed the invasion and said 6 bodies had been recovered. But local residents say the toll is much higher. One community source said about 15 bodies had been recovered, with 11 people injured. The injured were evacuated to the hospital in Ugbokpo, the headquarters of Apa local government area. Beyond the dead and wounded, 6 others were still missing, and a young girl was reportedly abducted. That young girl, we do not know her name yet, but somewhere tonight her family is praying. And that thought alone should remind us all why stories like this matter so deeply. If this story is touching your heart the way it is touching mine, please tap the like button and subscribe to this channel. It costs you nothing, but it helps us bring more important stories like this to people who need to hear them. Now, let us talk about the response. The governor of Benue State, Reverend Father Hyacinth Alia, condemned in strong terms what he called a senseless and tragic attack by armed herdsmen terrorists on innocent locals. A statement by his chief press secretary, Sateso Kula, noted that the governor was in deep sorrow over the report that the terrorists ambushed innocent farmers who had gone to harvest cashew seeds. The governor described the incident as a terrorist act that is unacceptable and a painful reminder of the security challenges facing peaceful farming communities. And here is where it gets personal. The governor asked a question many of us are asking too. He said, how can you come in and attack a people who were simply pursuing their legitimate means of livelihood? That is a question that deserves an answer. So, what is being done? The governor directed security agencies to intensify operations in the area to track down the perpetrators, rescue the abducted girl, and locate those still missing. Joint security teams comprising operatives of the Nigeria Police Force, military personnel, and local youths have mobilized into the forest for search and rescue operations. The Commissioner of Police, Ifeanyi Emenari, also assured residents that additional security personnel have been deployed and patrols intensified across affected communities. Are these efforts enough? Only time will answer. But the governor made a promise. He assured that we will not waver until our people are safe and can return to their fields without fear. Let me pause and say something important. Apa local government area has been among the councils most frequently targeted by armed herders. This is not a new problem. And yet, the people still go to their farms. They still plant. They still harvest. That is courage. And it is also deeply unfair that ordinary people must risk their lives simply to feed themselves. On the same day, the Benue State Police Command also thwarted a kidnapping attempt and rescued 5 individuals along the Ugboko to Agatu Road in the same local government. That tells you how serious the security situation is. It is not one incident, it is a pattern. If you are still watching, Please share this video so more people can know what is happening. We are building a community of people who care about the truth and about each other. This is not just a Benue story. It is a Nigerian story. It is about whether a farmer can go to work and come home safely. It is about whether a child is safe in her own community. It is about whether the people who grow the food we eat are protected the way they deserve to be. As I close, think about this. Tonight, somewhere in Apa local government, a family is gathered together, but their number is not complete. Someone is missing from the circle. They are waiting, hoping, praying. Let us not forget them when this video ends. Let us carry them in our thoughts. Let us ask the hard questions about how we protect the most vulnerable among us. And let us never accept that violence against innocent people is just the way things are. It doesn't have to be, it must not be. Thank you for watching. Thank you for caring. Share this with someone else, because the more people who know, the more people who care, and the more people who care, the harder it becomes for the world to look away.